everyone, my name is Elle, in case you didn't already know, and welcome to a Project Pan update. So this is going to be an update of my Fleetwood Mac inspired Project Pan. So if you missed the intro, I will have it linked down below, and I highly recommend you check that out because I go through a really cool process of putting all of my Fleetwood Mac songs in a playlist, and I put my music on random and I let the songs guide me in terms of choosing my products. So that's where this came from. That's where all these products came from. It was sort of a musical roulette. The response overall was fantastic. I was blown away, and I'm still getting tagged in people's projects and stuff that people are coming up with, doing sort of a musical roulette style project. It's really cool, and it's been a lot of fun to see that, and it was a lot of fun for me. If you watched that video or if you go and watch it, you will see how much fun I had listening to Fleetwood Mac and just enjoying the combination of all of my real passions. So I really enjoyed that. So I will do my best to keep this update about the products and not about Fleetwood Mac. If you would like to see a chatty get ready with me or something where I do nothing but talk about Fleetwood Mac, let me know, because I can definitely do that. I can give you guys some Fleetwood Mac education. I can do it. I know the entire history like the back of my hand, so it could be a lot of fun for me. I don't know so much for you, but let me know. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about Fleetwood Mac, and yeah, that's really all I wanted to say. But anyway, let's get into the products. So the first song slash category was Prove Your Love, and I chose the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Original, and I've used this a lot. So it's been about a month and a half, almost 2 months since my intro. So I've used this quite a bit. Now, honestly, I don't use this every single time I do makeup for something like filming, because this is something that I use to help my eyeshadow last longer. So I will put it on when I'm wearing my eyeshadow for a long period of time. But if I know I'm just gonna be wearing eyeshadow for an hour, 2 hours, I don't bother with this stuff. So I'm not trying to finish it per se because I really like it. This is the only eyeshadow primer I currently have left. But at the time when I started this project, I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to continue to use this one or if I wanted to finish it and purchase the Wet n Wild. And as far as I'm concerned right now, I feel like I'm just gonna stick with the Urban Decay because it's really been proving itself to me. So I love this stuff. It's working really well, and I think I've made some decent progress. Will I finish this by the time I wrap this project up? Probably not, just because of how I'm using it, but we'll see. The next song slash category was Everywhere, and I chose this Elle color correcting palette, and I have finished it entirely. So there was a bit of green left, a bit of yellow, and a bit of blue. So this is really messy, but guys, I'm not cleaning this, so sorry. Just because I'm going to be throwing this out. I'm not keeping this, and I just didn't see a point in making it look nice for a sake of a couple of seconds. So there's your warning. It's dirty. It's well used. So I use the green to color correct redness. I've been using a green color corrector all of the time because I have certain spots on my face that get really red, and I have psoriasis on my forehead, so a red color corrector is a must for me. I didn't really like this Elle corrector palette though. I found it was too slippery for me. It just kind of moved around all over the place and didn't really stay where I wanted it to stay. And then for the yellow and blue, I did my best to mix them together because someone recommended that in the comments of that intro video. They said, hey, yellow and blue makes green. When you're finished with the green, mix those two together and you have another green. So I did that. It was very light pastel green. Not the greatest at color correcting, but it helped me use it up anyway, so I'm glad that it's done. This obviously wasn't a very expensive thing. I bought this when I did my full face of Elle first impressions, which was so much fun. But I'm glad it's done because it's not something that I feel like I'll reach for. I have sort of the two real major color correcting things I like, something pinky salmon for my under eyes and something green for the redness. The next song was Did You Ever Love Me, and I chose this foundation from Becca. This is the Aqualuminous Perfecting Foundation in Porcelain. So you can see the marks there. So I did have to go back in and draw on that first top mark on this foundation because I wiped it away. I don't know, I guess it's just with constant use and having this in my hand that I just wiped away that permanent marker. So I went back and looked at my intro and put a new mark on there, and this is where I currently am. So I've used a fair bit of it, considering I use it more as a mixing thing than on its own. So I just use a couple of drops with other things. I was mixing it with the Estée Lauder foundation that's also in this project, which I'll talk about in a second, but I found my favorite way to use it, and that's with the Fenty foundation. So I bought it, I got suckered into it, couldn't help it. I absolutely love it, but my favorite way to wear it is with like 2 to 3 pumps of that foundation and 1 to 2 pumps of this foundation, mix it together, and it's like the perfect bit of glow. So that's been my current favorite go-to combination. I haven't been using the Estée Lauder that much, just because I like the combination of the Becca and the Fenty better. So that's a good and a bad thing, I guess. I don't know, I might end up decluttering the Estée Lauder at some point, maybe at the end of this project if I don't completely finish it, because I don't like it. Anyway, the Becca one I really like mixed with that foundation, like so much so that I would potentially repurchase it just to be able to mix those two together. And I'm not crazy about mixing things, but I just love the way that it makes my skin look. It's the foundation combo that I've been wearing in my last couple of videos. I've been crazy about it. Since I was just talking about the Estée Lauder, I'll jump ahead to that one. So the song was Hard Feelings, and this is the Estée Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup, this foundation. It's some people's holy grails. It's kind of a holy fail for me. I really do not like this foundation at all. I feel like it just clings to all the wrong spots. It's okay mixed with the Becca, like I definitely liked it that way, but in terms of matte foundations, those are the ones I really like a lot better than this one. But I didn't have anywhere to mark it last time. You can see clearly now that I've used a bit of this foundation, so progress is okay with this. I'm not exactly sure how long I'm going to keep this project going for. I'm thinking maybe November-ish, and then I'll wrap everything up. So we'll see how far I get with it then. Next, we have In the Back of My Mind, and I chose this little lip balm from Fresh. This is the Fresh Sugar Lip Balm. This is just the clear one. I finished this up, and I did it by just letting it live in my purse. I did not fight with it. I just encouraged myself to use it to reapply it throughout the day. Instead of reapplying or touching up my lipstick, I would go in with the lip balm. It took absolutely no time to finish it up because it was just always there. And I even tried putting it out on my desk, so that when I was working, I could just take it out and apply it and go. So it's a clear lip balm. It was really easy to use. Like there's no magic formula to that. It was just repetitive usage and it's done. So I feel pretty successful. You know, I finished two products. I've got a lot of progress to show and it feels really good. All right, so 2 products left. The next song was Keep On Going from pretty much my favorite Fleetwood Mac album, Mystery to Me. I need to find the one that's signed, that I have signed by Mick Fleetwood, and I'm gonna put it on my wall up here because I just feel like it needs to be on display. The album cover is so weird, but I love it anyway. Anyway, the product I chose was this ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Rainbow. So I did use this a fair bit, but I keep squishing it down because this was really broken, so I just kind of keep repressing it. It's a little bit dry. It's getting a little bit dry. I feel like a lot of my ColourPop Super Shock shadows have seen better days because I bought them almost a year ago, so I'm surprised they've lasted this long. So I'm gonna have to use this up really, really soon. It's a really sheer glitter, but it's really pretty just to add a little bit of something when I feel like I'm boring. Sometimes it's really easy on the daily to just do a simple matte eye, and sometimes I feel like that's boring. I can get away with a little bit of glitter, so I'll just put a little bit either as underneath my brow bone or near my inner corner. I don't like putting it too close to my inner corner because I find that it irritates me a little bit, but even just pat it a little bit on the lid. I have a little bit of it underneath my brow bone right now. It's just fun. I love coating myself in glitter, and even just a little bit I feel like is acceptable for most cases. At least for me, glitter is always acceptable, so I'm working away on it. I'm going to continue to try and use as much as I possibly can. All right, and the last song was Over and Over from Tusk, and I chose the Anastasia Ultimate Glow Kit, which I really love. It makes me sad when I see so many people say such negative things about it, because I love it. I just really do. Anyway, how about some pan porn on Amber Gold? How about that? So I unexpectedly hit pan on this a couple of days ago. I wasn't holding on to this update, waiting to finish more things or use things more to do an update. I just kept putting it off because I kept doing other things. Other things kind of took priority. So I have a list, usually a running list of videos I want to film, and I will film it and then I will cross off the list, or I sometimes just end up making a brand new list with like what's new on the top. I lost my notebook that had all like my master list of ideas, because anytime somebody comments and they're like, hey, you should do this, I add it to that master list and I can't find that anywhere. So I keep having to do new lists. But anyway, that's what ended up happening. I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna do this today. Oh, nope, this got bumped, I'm gonna do this. So I just have to take it one day at a time, because finding the time to film has been a little bit tricky lately, so I'm just doing the best I can. Anyway, the Ultimate Glow Kit, pan on amber gold. So I hit pan on this a couple of days ago and I've just expanded the pan a little bit. I mixed this with Snow, which is almost gone. So sad. I love these highlighters. It's a really pretty color. I wish that I was dark enough to wear amber gold on its own, because it's so beautiful on its own. It's just a stripe on my face though. But I absolutely love the way that this highlighter looks. Like it's so glowy. I don't find it to be too chunky or too glittery at all. Like I just find it to be absolutely beautiful. I find these highlighters apply just exactly the way that I want it to. And I just talked about how I'm a glitter junkie, so I know. But anyway, really good pan there on amber gold. So I hit my goal in a relatively short amount of time. Just because I'm such a highlighter junkie, I use way too much highlighter on a daily basis, and I've been using that one a lot, either mixed with pearl, or I've been doing a combination of pearl, amber gold, and the Natasha Denona highlighter. It's like my favorite go-to highlight, because it just ends up blending together so well and it looks so natural on the skin to me, glitter junkie. So anyway, that is everything for this update. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any requests for videos and I will start a new master list. I really love when you guys tell me what you want to see. And yes, I've seen all of the comments about like tutorials and makeup videos, and I promise you I'm practicing. If you ever notice a big gap between when I upload videos, like 4+ days, it's usually because I used a couple of my filming days to film tutorials that just weren't up to par. They're kind of difficult for me to film. I'm practicing. Every time I don't upload one, it's because I learned something that I need to change for next time. So I really am trying my very best. Anyway, thank you once again, and I hope I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.